Mythal god Seth. Seth in the Pyramid Texts. Part 1. The portrayal of Seth in the Pyramid Text. The spell have been employed with the spells written in pyramid order Unas, Teti and Pepi I. The pyramid texts, a mixture of religious and funeral spells, were first inscribed on the walls of the inner chambers of the pyramids of the 9 Old Kingdom kings and queens located in the Saqqara necropolis. These texts first appeared in the Pyramid of Unas, the last king of the 5th dynasty, and continued to be utilized by the kings and their queens throughout the 6th dynasty. Recognized as the oldest corpus of religious writings, the pyramid texts conspicuously contain a number of earlier and later themes, which are not recorded in any chronological or systematic order. It is within them that the first textual references to the character of the god Seth are found. Breasted and Mercer both identified the following elements of composition within the pyramid texts. 1. Underbar a funerary ritual and ritual, making offerings at the tomb. 2. Underbar magical charms. 3. Underbar very ancient ritual of worship. 4. Ancient religious hymns. 5. Underbar fragments of old myths. 6. Underbar prayers and petitions on behalf of the dead king. 7. Underbar power and greatness of the deceased king in heaven. As a whole, the pyramid texts consist of 3 main mythical threads. 1. Underbar the political unification of Upper and Lower Egypt. 2. Underbar celestial religions including sun and star cults. 3. Underbar religion including the cult of Osiris. Although Seth appears in all 3 categories, the references to him display a number of contradictory ideas in both in his relationship to the other gods and the deceased king. These contradictions possibly reflect the different stages in the development of the myth of Seth, for he was not always a reviled deity, but originally ranked equal among the other gods. Within the pyramid texts in the Pyramid of Unas, Seth is always written as the hieroglyph-prone Seth animal, with the single exception of spell W97 in which his name is written phonetically with a Seth animal determinative. In all the other pyramids, the Seth animal is omitted completely, and the god's name written phonetically, possibly as a preventative measure against any malign influences from Seth against the dead king as a result of the changing religious attitude towards him. Within the pyramid texts, those spells dealing with Seth can be separated into 2 categories. In the first category, Seth has a positive aspect, as in spell W150, in which Horus and Seth lead the deceased by the hand into the netherworld. In the second category, Seth has a negative aspect, as in spell W211, in which Seth wants to kill the deceased. In comparing the Seth spells in the pyramids of Unas and Teti, it is possible to discern a number of changes in how these texts are used. Due to the damaged condition of Teti's pyramid, and the spells having been reassembled from fragments, The analysis includes the pyramid of Pepi I to reduce chance of skewed data. The changes in the number of Seth-related spells. Pyramid of Anars. Spells total 234. Spells Seth 48. Positive Seth 17. Negative Seth 31. Pyramid of Teti. Spells total 305. Spells Seth 59. Positive Seth 21. Negative Seth 38. Pyramid of Pepi I. Spells total 673. Spells Seth 170. Positive Seth 69. Negative Seth 101. It can be seen that although the number of the spells increase between the Pyramid of Anars through to the Pyramid of Pepi I, the number dealing with Seth is commensurate with the increase in the number of spells employed. It is also noticeable that the overall number of negative Seth references always exceeded those with a positive reference, so this can be eliminated as the reason for the change from using the Seth animal in the texts of Anars to the use of phonetic text in Teti and Pepi I. It is the author's proposal that the reason for the abandonment of the Seth animal was the result of the changes in the distribution or location of the texts within the pyramids of Teti and Pepi I, in contrast to those within Anars.